Hey guys, I hope y'all are having a wonderful day today. I'm so excited because we're checking out some new drugstore cream blushes. I've been waiting for a cream blush from the drugstore to come out. So these are the new e.l.f. Luminous Putty Blushes. So they do have some regular putty blushes, but these are different because they're supposed to be luminous. I believe they come in 7 different shades, but I got 3 of the shades that I think would complement my skin tone the best, but we still have a nice range of different shades to try out on my skin tone. So we're going to be doing some hand swatches, and then I'm going to compare this formula to the original putty blush formula, and then of course we're going to try them out on my face. So let's jump right into it so I can tell y'all what I think about these new e.l.f. cream blushes. Okay, so they actually come in 6 different shades, but like I said, I have 3 of the shades here. So we're going to start off with some hand swatches. e.l.f. drives me nuts with like making you really look for the shade name. Okay, here we go. So this one is called Isla del Sol. This is definitely going to be my favorite, I think, because it's a really nice bright orangey shade. So I usually go for like orange tone blushes. So the formula so far feels just like the regular putty blush if you've ever used that one before. So this one is Isla del Sol. Let me see if I can build that up at all. Alright, so this one is Isla del Sol. I'm pretty sure you can see like the orange tone on my hand there. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to really like this one. And then next up we have, actually let me do this one next. This one is the shade Saint Bart's. So I wanted to get this one too because it's more of like a purpley, almost like a rosy tone. So I don't usually wear these color blushes, but I do have a couple that are in this color family. But I wanted to get one just to show you guys more of like a reddish purple tone. So again, that one is Saint Bart's. And then lastly, I was just kind of curious about this last one. This one is called Barbados, and I was wondering if maybe I could use this as a bronzer. It's like a very like coppery brownish tone shade. This swatch is reminding me of my Tower 28 cream bronzer, so I might be able to use that one as a bronzer. So again, we have Isla del Sol, Saint Bart's in the middle, and then Barbados on the end. And then I'm going to quickly swatch one of their original putty blushes, which is basically like the same formula, but they're not luminous. I don't know the name of this shade. I don't see it on the container, but this is one of the original putty blushes. I feel like this is called Bali, maybe Fiji, I don't know. But I'm going to swatch this one. Actually, when I'm rubbing my finger in here, this one feels like a bit more like putty. Like if you've ever felt the luminous putty, not the luminous putty, if you've ever felt the putty, the e.l.f. putty primer, this one feels more like the putty primer than the luminous blushes. The luminous blushes, to me, they feel a bit more silky or a bit more soft, I guess. So this is the original blush down here, and to me, not only does it swatch just a little more pigmented than the luminous ones, but it's obviously more matte as well. So you can really see like the level of luminosity in these compared to one of the original putty blushes. Okay, so I really want to try to use all 3 of these in my look for today if I can. So what I'm going to do is with these 2 colors, this is Isla del Sol and Saint Bart's, I'm going to put one of these on either side of the face so that we can just kind of see what both of them looks like. And then I might try this one out as a bronzer. So let's start off with Isla del Sol because I am most excited about this one. I'm just realizing I'm going to need some different brushes, but this is the brush that I usually apply both cream and powder blushes with. So I'm going to start off with Isla del Sol, and now I don't have any bronzer on yet. I just have on my foundation and concealer, and I have not set my foundation yet since we're dealing with a cream blush. So I'm gonna put this one over here. I like to apply my blushes kind of like right above the apples of my cheek. I'm definitely seeing the luminosity like right away, but it definitely needs to be built up. So far it's reminding me of the Rare Beauty cream blushes. They're like a very subtle look on your face. So that's what that's reminding me of so far. But I do like how it built up. Can you guys make it out on camera? It does look like a really pretty color. I don't know if I need like a more dense brush, but it's not really picking up too much, but it does build up really nicely. So let me know what y'all think about that one. Again, this one is the shade Isla del Sol. I think I'm going to try this brush for the other color. So this one is the St. Bart's, like the pinkish purplish color. So this one is definitely more pigmented right off the bat. That's just because of the color of it. I'm just not used to applying blush with this particular brush. So I feel like I have to be a bit more careful. Like I feel like I already went down a little too far with the blush on this side, but I'll go back and fix that. I really like this color too. This one looks like my Pat McGrath Divine Blush in Paradise Venus. I'm taking my foundation brush to just pat over the blush that's down here. I just feel like I brought it down a little too far. So let me know what you guys think. I actually feel like I like this one better, but let me know what y'all are thinking. This one over here, to me, it's just looking a little bit too luminous for my liking. It looks a little bit on the oily side, but remember, I haven't set my face yet. But this one, to me, just doesn't look quite as oily. It doesn't look quite as shiny, I guess, but I still see like some natural luminosity, like a natural glow going on. But let me know what you guys, which one you guys like better. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stick with this brush. I'm just turning it to the other side, and I'm gonna see if I can use this shade. This one is the shade Barbados. I'm gonna see what this looks like as a bronzer. So I'm picking up just a little bit of it, and I'm gonna start right here. I don't want to go right in on the forehead just in case I feel like it's not working right as a bronzer. I feel like it's just a little too red to use as a bronzer, so maybe on my nose, but I probably wouldn't use this like on the forehead because it's just a little too, it's like a little too red or coppery or something. But just for comparison's sake, I just want to show you what I thought it was going to look like. So this one is my Tower 28 cream bronzer, and now that I'm looking at them side by side, they're definitely different. So this one is looking a lot more red on my skin, just like it does in the pan, but it reminded me of the Tower 28 one. But I'm going to stop right there with applying the red one, this one, as a bronzer, because I feel like it's just too red for that. So what I'm going to do is now that we've been able to see like both of the shades individually on each side of the cheek, I think I'm just going to mix them up at this point. So I'm just going to take a little bit of the shade St. Bart's, and I'm going to apply that on top of Isla del Sol. Yeah, Isla del Sol is definitely more pigmented on my skin tone. It's basically just covering up the orange shade like all together. And then I'm going to take a little bit of Isla del Sol and then put it on top of this shade over here. And I'm just trying to get them like to look equal in terms of level of pigmentation. So I am going to finish up the rest of my makeup. I'm going to do it on camera because I do want to show you guys how I'm going to set this blush, and we'll see what it looks like with setting powder on top of it. So I think to complement our cream blushes that we're trying out today, we're going to go with a cream bronzer. So I'm going to use what is my favorite bronzer at the moment. This is Say Beauty in the shade Deep Bronze, and this should very nicely cover up the other e.l.f. Blush that I was trying to use as a bronzer, or at least like mix in with it so that it doesn't look quite as like red, I guess. Yeah, I think it's making the red e.l.f. blush look a little more brown, so I think it looks a little bit better with this one on top. So I'm going to set with my usual powder. This is the Kosas Cloud Set Powder in Pillowy. So I usually use this like on a regular basis to set my makeup, but I definitely like to use this when I'm trying out a product like a cream blush, because this one, it sets the makeup in place, but it doesn't really like alter the finish of whatever is underneath it. So I feel like if you're wearing something like this, a luminous cream blush, you should still get that luminosity or just, you know, a little bit of glow like underneath your setting powder. And I think I'm definitely still getting it with this. So the makeup is now nice and set, but I'm still seeing a nice healthy glow from the blush. So I think it looks really nice. I think it looks better with the setting powder on top because it toned down the glow just a little bit, but not too much. It didn't completely take it away. So okay, I'm going to throw on some lipstick and do some final touches, and then I'll come back and I will give you guys my final thoughts on these new e.l.f. blushes. Okay guys, here's my look for today, and per the usual, everything that I have on is listed in the description box. So my final thoughts on these new e.l.f. Luminous Putty Blushes. I do really like them, and I think y'all should try them out. I really had fun playing around with these today, and I think I like the formula of these better than the original ones. I think these are a bit more like creamy and silky, so they blend out easier on the skin. And what I really like about them is even after you go on top of them with the setting powder, you still get a really nice noticeable glow. So to me, they're wearing just like you would expect from something that's called a luminous blush. So to me, I think I'm getting like a nice luminosity even underneath my setting powder. So I'm really liking the way that they are wearing so far. I do wish they had another color that was more of like a deeper orange. I didn't like this one, and I thought that this was going to be my favorite, but maybe if they had like a deeper orange shade, I would like that one better. But I did like this one more than I expected. So they do have a pretty nice shade range. It only comes in 6 shades. I don't know if they're going to extend that, but I think out of the 6 that they have now, they do have a pretty nice shade range. So those are my final thoughts on these new e.l.f. Luminous Putty Blushes. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. I really hope that you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please let me know by giving me a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel before you head out, and I will see y'all back here for my next one. Until then, take care. Have a good one, y'all. Bye.